here's another good example of compositing. This was discovered by another YouTuber, only he got it wrong there. He claimed this was proof that NASA used Photoshopped, but this photo has not been Photoshopped. You can see right around this LEM, you can see what appears to be a dotted area all the way around. That's where it's simply been cut out with a scissors from another photo and composited onto a black background. Another good example of compositing. And just remember, we're talking here, folks, prior to 1988. And look at the number, it's Apollo 16. Now, here's a very good example of copying and pasting using Photoshop. This photo was created by Sam Colby for Apollo Reality 2. Now, if you look at the visor of both these Buzz Aldrins, the visors are exactly the same. No difference whatsoever. But look what Sam has done to the Buzz Aldrin on the left. He's straightened his arm out. And if you look at the one on the left, he's got a slight bend at his knee. This is showing how easy it is to copy and paste images onto backgrounds. Okay, here's some more copying and pasting I showed in previous videos of mine. Two photos of the same astronaut together. On the right, I displayed that he's got an inverted mini 12-volt air compressor. Now, the numbskull Bertie Slack was claiming this is a purge valve, and he was going to do a debunking video on mine, folks. But the moment I done a volume 2 and displayed this other piece of equipment, on the photo on the left, the idiot had backed down because he knows he cannot explain what this piece of equipment is: a big massive hook and a cylinder replacing what was initially an air pump. The idiot had backed down, folks. And here is that 12-volt mini air compressor upside down, but quite easy to see. Now, folks, as you can see from the title, I am going to be showing you new evidence that explains exactly how they faked these photos. What I'm going to be doing is displaying new evidence never seen before. And, as I've told you in the past, Expat keeps his trump card to the end of the video. As the old saying goes, he who laughs last laughs loudest. Now, there are many things you have to know about before I give you that vital evidence at the end of the video. Otherwise, you will not understand it. Now, it was I that discovered these, and there is a long story behind those. When I first discovered one of these marks at the bottom of the photo, I put that to the numbskull Bertie Slack and said, hey, I found a number of photos that's got the same mark at the bottom of every photo. And that idiot came back with, NASA hired a technician to put a blob of paint on the Resua plate, because it didn't show it on the photo. Technician to put a little blob of paint? What the hell is this guy talking about?
Now, did you all just hear that? Now, Slackass said that they hired a bunch of people to put blobs on the bottoms of these Resua plates? Oh, my dear Lord. Now, Now, why would anybody want to put blobs like that right down there? Huh? Now, why would anyone want to put blobs there when it's going to interfere with the picture? Oh, that's bad, eh? Now, I've heard everything. That's got to be the biggest piss-poor excuse that Mr. Strange has ever heard in his last 13 months at doing this. Holy crap! That's a bad one, eh? And not only that, but guess what you have here again? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, another stage light. Another stage light there, friends. Oh, it just never ends there, does it? Oh, I didn't know the moon had two suns, did you? Oh, this is just too funny, isn't it there? Oh my God. But if you think that's good, well, let's just get on to part 2 of this. So roll the film, please.
Now folks, the next step in my investigation into these marks was a mark I found on the bottom for one magazine suddenly appeared at the top in another magazine. I put that to that numbskull Bertie Slack, and his answer was they took the camera off their chest and took the photos with the camera turned upside down. Can anyone tell me what this idiot is smoking, folks? Now, in this photo here, you can see the magazine number is 108. You'll find these two marks are constant right throughout that magazine. And then when you go on to the next magazine, you'll have two different marks. They change shape. Once they've been given one shape for one magazine, it's the same throughout that magazine. That is important. Now folks, after spending months and months and examining hundreds of photos with these marks, I was completely baffled. I couldn't make out at the time what they were and why should they be there. What I done then, I contacted Jarrah White and asked him if he could recommend a professional photographer that could help me out with these marks. He recommended David Percy. So what I done, I sent an email to David Percy and quite a few of these examples. And David Percy started his own investigation. He's got a site showing that. All is online composites. You can go and see it. But after further discovery, I can now say that these marks are nothing to do with any compositing equipment. So the question remained, just what are these marks and why are they there? Now, quite recently, only a few months back, I got a post from another NASA idiot, D. Della Hay, and here's what he claimed they are. Here's a photo of the Resua plate for the Hasselblad camera. And if you notice, exactly top and bottom in the position shown, we've got a little clip. That's for holding the glass plate into the camera. Now, according to this Della Hay, he states that these marks are made from the clips. At the time, I thought that is stupid because nobody would buy a camera that gives photos that displays these marks. Nobody would want them in their photos. And another thing, I realized he was talking nonsense is because if they were caused by these clips, they would all be exactly the same shape. Now, here's a mark, which is an old one, that was there 4 years ago. But take a look at the next photo coming up, folks. Now, what you've got on this photo, an AS-17 photo, if you look, it's the same mark virtually, but it's got what looks like a little nipple on it, or an ear for a rat. Now, what you get from the mentally insane idiot Bertie Slack is, shut up stupid, that's just a stone on the ground. Which is a load of nonsense, because if you check every photo in this magazine, that mark is the same throughout every photo. So there's another new photo, a new photo mark created in the last 2 years, folks. Now, take a look at this one. An Apollo 15, magazine 90, definitely recognized by me as an old mark. It was there prior to 4 years ago. Look at this one here, folks. A new mark in the last 2 years. Another one that was an old mark, but it's been modified to create a new mark. It's got these white images placed on top. There you are. I've zoomed it right up for you. And what do you see? This will be another one that Bertie Slack claims it's got a hole in it. There you are. Look what you've got. You've got an extra white patch added onto the mark. And in that white patch, you've got 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And here he is, folks. Your baboon